I think that for someone with almost zero personality, it's incredible what she's done.
No, thank you. We all know about Hollywood's Nepo babies. These are the children of other celebrities or working people in the industry who had a shoe in the door. I'm here to tell them to all shut the up, own your privilege, and we'll all be okay.
Hollywood's gonna get you. Only thing I have to say about Nepo babies is I get it. Like, I get it. If I'm a mom, I'm gonna do everything I can for my child. And if George Clooney's my dad and he doesn't help me and get me a job, Hanukkah's awkward for everybody. I'm holding grudges. I'm not giving presents. I'm gonna be rude. You have to, it's family.
I'm hearing what you're saying and I just don't agree. Is it fair game? Absolutely. Listen, Lily Collins is an Emmy nominee for Emily in Paris. I doubt anyone from the Emmy Awards lifted their heads up from their phone during an episode of Emily in Paris to take in her nuanced performance. It's fine. She is the daughter of a famous drummer, and that's okay. But she needs to accept that the reason she's in the position that she's in is because of who her father is.
But do you think she doesn't know that?
Here's the thing, like, did you have to work at a Chili's during college to pay for acting classes and like improv classes? Did you ever pay rent? Like, I just feel like it is okay for us to hate you.
And I hear you, and I really want you to know that, and I hear you and I see you, but what I'm saying is, if I didn't have to work at Chili's, I'm not working at Chili's. If mommy can pay for my rent, I'm taking the rent. Why would I not? Because Hollywood also, we're like obsessed. We're obsessed with people. Kate Hudson is Goldie Hawn's daughter. I'm like, now I'm even more interested.
But that's the thing that they're winning. Now you're more interested because you're like, oh my God, I didn't know Kate Hudson was Goldie Hawn's daughter. I care more. And it's like, cool, don't worry about that person who went to Juilliard who's actually talent. Let's be all in on Kate Hudson because she's Goldie's daughter. I'm just saying it's annoying.
I hear you on annoying, but also like think about going to a doctor and like if I find out the doctor's father's also a doctor, I'm like, it runs in the family, we're a doctor. They know how to doctor. You know what I mean? And if they don't know how to doctor, they call their doctor dad and they're like, how do I doctor? He says how to doctor. Now we've got two doctors in the room. You know, like Goldie Hawn, if I have to make a call and be like, mommy, how do I do this role? And Kate Slade. She really did, and she changed her name. Which you don't have to do for me. Like, I forget, Meryl Streep's daughter? I know you're Meryl Streep's daughter, and you look like her, and I love you, and I watch everything you do because it's Meryl Streep's daughter.
You love the Gummers?
I do!
I call baloney!
You don't like them?
No.
See, like Emily in Paris, you know, you watch sometimes bad shows, and sometimes you watch good shows. And sometimes you're casting the bad ones, sometimes you're in the good ones.
Oh, I am all in on Emily in Paris.
Yeah.
But I just want to call out, like, we go from a Darren Star vehicle that's like Heather Locklear and Melrose Place, Sarah Jessica Parker and Sex and the City, and then it's like Lily Collins and Emily in Paris.
Right.
It just, like, the pieces all don't add up. She's not a star.
What you're saying, I'm just not sure we get it.
Let's talk about those that are like defending their position of Nepo babies or saying like it's annoying.
Nepo baby.
Nepo baby? Yeah.
When that first started, I found it to be like incredibly annoying and boring.
I find that irritating. So it's like Dakota Johnson, Ryan Phillippe, and his son, whose name I don't know. Like, they are defending, or rather saying, they are saying it's annoying to be having this sort of debate. At least Jamie Lee Curtis like leans in.
My father, Tony Curtis, Nepo baby.
To me, she gets a pass because she's like owning it, whereas like someone like Dakota Johnson, it's like, she's very cool to me. She's a movie star.
I know.
But just like own that like your position in Hollywood was like much easier because you're like Tippi Hedren's granddaughter. You're like Melanie Griffith's daughter.
And I get that. And I feel for them, like, how many times do they have to say it? Like, for me, I would say it all the time. I would change my first name to my father's, like, I'd be like George Clooney, like, I would just, I'm like, that's me now.
Same.
And I'm happy to be it. But then there comes a point where I'm sure they're like, now my career is mine. It's probably annoying. Like, if do you have an older sibling? Like,
5.
Well, so you're really coming in hot. I have one older brother, and I get it. Like, they'd be like, you're, you know, Danny's sister, and I'd be like, I'm actually Jesse, my own person. But you get it.
Carve your own way. You know what you could do?
it.
Do something that's not what your parent did.
But what if your parent has the coolest job in the entire world? You're not gonna do it?
You just have to be like self-deprecating and be like, oh my God, I'm so fortunate that I was born into this. Like, I have the best job in the world.
Kate Hudson's not like, I don't know what's going on. And she's not like, my mom isn't who she is.
But I think that like that position of like Dakota Johnson being like, it's annoying, to me, counters that because it's like when you make a joke to someone and they're like instantly defensive and it's like, oh, like why are you mad? And I feel like why are they all so mad? Like Ryan Phillippe's son and Reese Witherspoon's son, like I don't even know his name, so like why is Ryan Phillippe mad? Just be like, I was able to help my son out and like we're so excited that he has an interest in the family trade.
I love it. He looks just like Tom Hanks, and I'm like, look at that mini little Tom Hanks doing a Tom Hanks.
I don't trust him, and I don't think Rita Wilson does either.
Wow. Fun.
Okay, so I'm into them because I think they own the crazy.
Yeah, that family, go ahead. I think that Laura Dern is always an absolute tip of the hat.
The gays oversaturated her. Okay, so I like her now because she's talked about how if you drink a lot of water, you can make yourself cry, so I'm back on board with Bryce Dallas Howard.
I don't know who that is.
She's Ron Howard's daughter, the redhead.
Oh, she's wonderful. I mean, an icon.
An icon?
In her own right.
I mean, listen, I prefer Ireland Baldwin if we're talking about the Baldwin legacy.
After all is said and done, ultimately, I get Nepo babies. I get it. I wish I was a part of it. I'm open to invitations coming my way. I don't think Hollywood is fair, so I think it's just another thing that it's like, yeah, of course. If someone has strings, pull them.
It's 2024. We all need to lean into what we have been given on a platter. And I just think that if Nepo babies could own who they are holistically, we could all just live in harmony.